Hello and welcome to Annie Cook Writers July newsletter, the audio version. The newsletter starts with a picture of a couple of chairs and a table at the edge of the waterfront, just sitting in the sand, and I've put that there because it's very hot right now in the Northern Hemisphere. It's midsummer now, July, and it's where, most of the places in the Northern Hemisphere are having a heat wave right now. So that's just a little bit of a sign of summer. So the two chairs and a table sitting on the sand at the water's edge is where most of us, I think, would like to be. So, in the spirit of my evolving commitment to inclusivity, I'm now doing my monthly newsletter as an audio version because I know that not everyone is comfortable or finding it easy to read or understand the written word. So, I hope that this is enjoyable for you to listen to. So, I'm going to kick this newsletter off this time round with a new competition. It's my story writing package, my premium intro start. And sorry, gosh, I can't get my words out this morning. Premium intro start your story package. It's worth £250, and all women aged 18 or over are encouraged to enter the competition to win this package. No purchase is necessary to enter. All you have to do is email me through the link on my website at www.anniecookwriter.com and tell me why you want to write your story. That's it. That's all you have to do. The competition runs from today, the 1st of July, until the 10th of July, and the winner will be chosen over the following weekend and contacted on Monday the 14th. There are terms and conditions that apply, and these can be found on the website too. So please feel free to share this with any woman you know. Maybe you don't want to write your story, but you may know a woman who does, and you could be helping her a lot by bringing her attention to this competition. So just as a recap, it's my premium intro Start Your Story package with £250. And what this is an hour of consultation and chat with me to clarify what you want to write. It offers you a workbook with writing prompts and exercises, and then constructive feedback on a piece of writing up to 1,000 words. So value $250, no purchase necessary. Throw your hat into the ring. I can't wait to see who wins this. So talking about competitions, last month's Villains Names competition is now closed, but we ended with a very clear winner. Lynette B won with her suggestions for a great villain's name, and I loved it because it was incredibly simple and obvious as it related to a character I was already developing. I had to adapt it ever so slightly, but it ended up being perfect for the character. Lynette wins a free book of her choice from my library, and you will meet a man in the upcoming novel From Raw to Very Well Done. This novel is coming out next week, and you'll meet a man called Billy Briggs. And he's called this villain's name, by someone he meets who takes an instant dislike to him. I got some other great new names too in the competition, and I do plan to rework and use at least one of those. If I do that, the person who supplied me with that name will be contacted to also choose a free book from my library. You see, this is what I love about making connections with my readers. Such wonderful nuggets emerge in conversations and in suggestions that are offered to me. So keep them coming, ladies. And gentlemen, I know there are a few of you out there too. You're not excluded from pitching in whenever you like. So yeah, please feel free to share this audio or point your people you know in the direction of the written newsletter. They can join my community and get the lowdown, the first scoop on whatever's happening. So yeah, we're in July, 1st of July. Gosh, June was a really stressful month on lots of levels personally for me. In fact, it was all a bit of a mare that still isn't over, and I won't go into all the boring and miserable details, but suffice to say that I'm looking forward to July being a little easier on a few levels at least, a little more settled with few things up in the air. I am going to a wedding this month, and I'm very much looking forward to. So in my written newsletter this month, there's an image of a woman sitting on a park bench, and she's chatting to a skeleton. And it's the image from the recent post that tells a woman who might be considering writing her story that she already has more material than she thinks she might have to get going on writing her story or her memoir. It's also the subject of my recent podcast called Let's Get Some Meat on Damn Bones of Yours, and you will find it by going to my YouTube channel, Annie Cook Writer, Stop Taking Crap, Start Taking Command. There's a library of podcasts and recordings in there, and you will find this one. Let's Get Some Meat on Damn Bones of Yours. You might find that interesting to listen to. So everyone in the Northern Hemisphere is starting to think about booking and taking their summer holidays. And I mentioned this last month, but I'm mentioning it again. For a lot of people, it's a chance to catch up on some valuable me time, a little bit of downtime, and do some reading, escaping into another world for a little while as they lie beside the pool or sit on the beach. In my most humble opinion, my Teapot Cottage series of novels is a great set of books to take on holiday. I promise you that the first book in the series, No Small Change, is a really good beach or poolside read. The other novels follow on from that one, from No Small Change, with new stories, but with some of the characters overlapping. So they'll pop up again in subsequent books and you get to meet them again. And some of the readers say that picking up the next Teapot Cottage book in the series is like coming home to a kind and gentle place where you can enjoy a bit of time with people who feel like friends. And that is a really great compliment for me to receive, when someone reads a story and they say, yeah, I remember her, or I remember him. That's right. That's great. It's nice to meet them again. And where it all began with No Small Change is with a character called A.D. Bostock. She's the enduring main matriarch in the overarching series, which talks about a bunch of different conundrums that people are going through when they arrive at Teapot Cottage in a screaming heap of indecision or trauma after something's gone wrong in their lives. And the gentle healing energy in the cottage helps them to reframe and rebuild their lives, often in ways they never foresaw. So she endures throughout, but the very first book, No Small Change, she shows up at Teapot Cottage as a house sitter, and she's a menopausal basket case. Her marriage is broken, her kids are not speaking to her, and her friends, so-called, have melted away like butter off a hot plate. She's absolutely dreading Christmas. It's her first Christmas ever alone, and she's feeling forgotten and ostracised, so she finds solace in this house sit in this gorgeous little cottage in the Lake District. But unbeknown to her, the cottage has its own type of peculiar healing energy, and while she's there, all kinds of things happen that lead her along a path towards a life she once never imagined for herself. Where she ends up at the end of the story is somewhere she never imagined in a million years that she'd end up, but she's so much happier for it. And that's the beauty of Teapot Cottage. It gently helps people to rebuild and transform their shattered lives in all sorts of incredible ways. They end up better for the experience, but very many of them end up in a place they just once never imagined that they'd be. And that's the loveliness of it. And that's the truth to life too, isn't it? When we rebuild from something that's broken, what we end up with is sometimes not what we foresaw, but in most cases, we find that we're in a better place. So you can buy No Small Change from Amazon, Annie Cook, No Small Change. And on that Amazon page, you will see probably the links to the other novels. But if you put my name in, you will find the other novels. Okay, so it's almost here. The next book, From Raw to Very Well Done. It's almost here. I'm just working on the final sign-off today and tomorrow. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, the 7th book in the Teapot Cottage Tales will be available for you to read. From Raw to Very Well Done. It's the 7th and the penultimate book in the Teapot Cottage series. And this novel is the story of Wendy Whitelaw. She's a top-level chef who's trying to recover from a scandal that's put the kibosh on her career. She arrives at Teapot Cottage distraught and bewildered about her future, still reeling from the events that shattered her career, and she's trying to work out how to put her life back together. She meets Billy, a man who she hates on sight, and he keeps telling himself he has every reason to hate her right back. They're both struggling to make sense of very different events that have thrown them into a tailspin. They're both very clear about what they want or need to do, but Teapot Cottage has other ideas for them both, and where they end up is not where either of them ever expected to be either, just like previous characters. As ever, We also have the delightful matriarchs wading in with their two penneth and offering their wisdom and perspective. Wise older women prevail yet again, and this book, like all the others in the series, celebrates the worth and the value of older women, especially those who have been through the mill, rebuilt their lives with grace and courage and hope. The enigmatic Fiend Raven, our resident White Witch with a penchant for spoonerism, she also has plenty to say to one of the characters in particular, and she is delightful and charming as ever, or arming as chever, as she would describe herself. And I had a lot of fun with this book. Developing characters is something I always enjoy, but Billy Briggs was a bit of a challenge for me. I had to turn him from a villain into a lovable idiot, which wasn't easy as you might think. He led me a merry dance for quite a while, and I had to draw on a lot of my experience in working with male prisoners, men who had a lot of attitudinal anomalies, and those who had come to the end of their abilities to make outdated coping strategies work. Billy has to deal with a lot of disappointment that throws up old wounds he never allowed himself to heal from. This man goes from being a spoiled brat to a man who finally understands where his erratic behaviour responses come from, and he works to be a better man. He realises that underneath all his prickliness and misguided resentment, he's already a good man. He's just been afraid to be himself. Bringing Billy around past the point of acceptable and along to the point of being likeable and hilarious in his shortcomings was a lot of fun for me. I hope you'll enjoy Billy and his antics and his transformation when his life suddenly becomes meaningful to someone he cares about, that he finally decides that he can trust himself to be a little real with. Wendy also enchanted me in this novel as she developed too. She's a Welsh lass with a hot, sparky temper, but she's a brave and passionate woman about her career and what she has to do to get it back after she loses it on the back of a silly mistake. As it is in life, this poor character had something blown out of all proportion, and she had two choices. She either let it keep her on her backside on the floor, or she got up and came out swinging. I love her. She's exactly the kind of person I'd love to have as a friend. Feisty, funny, passionate, and ready to shake the crap out of life and never take no for an answer. Nobody will keep this lady in a box, and I hope you like her too. From Raw to Very Well Done is almost ready to hit the shelves, and I'm hoping it will be available in the next couple of weeks. I missed my end of June deadline because of some truly awful and desperately upsetting things that happened to me personally in May that took me a while to recover from. And for the collectors of the paperbacks in the Teapot Cottage series, From Raw to Very Well Done represents the final colour in your rainbow on the bookshelf. The spine is violet. The rainbow is my extra gift to you as the reader of a form of vibrational energy that will bring balance and joy into your life. And I'm still not going to say yet what the very last book in the series is called or what it will be about, but I'm working on it now, and I'll be cracking on with that over the next few months, as it has a Christmas theme, and I plan to make it available at the end of October, so you'll have it in time for Christmas. It will offer some surprises and a new way forward for one of the main characters in the Teapot Cottage series. From the end of this little era, another will be starting, and 2026 will be another year of stories of hope and healing with the help of a little bit of magic, and another rainbow on your bookshelf. And I've now launched my service to support women to tell their stories. The page is now live on my website with my video promoting that service embedded into the site. You can watch it on my YouTube channel. It's called Family Stories Matter, and you know they really do. And this video tells you why they do and why the legacy of a matriarch story is such an incredible gift to her family that will resonate with them long after she's left the world. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Annie Cook Writer. Stop taking crap, start taking command. And the website, of course, is www.anniecookwriter.com, and you'll find a lot of information on there about my books, about me, about the story writing competition, and a little bit about links to Life in Podcast City. So the YouTube channel's still growing in podcasts all about life, older women's issues, sample book chapters, and meanderings in general. So there's also a recording on there explaining why I offer the podcast to you. It's lots of fun, and I was also interviewed last week with Heather Barry, and the link for that is going to be embedded in here before this written newsletter goes out. Journey in the interview, and it shows you how I got to here in my life and why I feel that what I do and what I offer, especially to older women, is so very important, and more so in the modern world than it's ever been before. So don't forget the story writing competition. I'm looking forward to working with one lovely lucky lady and helping her bring her story to life. Please do enter if you'd like this one-off opportunity too. Remember, you can also enter to offer this lovely opportunity as a gift to someone else if you win it and you don't want to use it yourself. If that is something you'd like to do, please check with the recipient first that she's okay with receiving that and would commit to do it. Okay, so as I've said, the list of my novels that are available at the moment is on the website, and there's really not a lot left to say other than to offer the usual humble plea, a grovelling beg for myself and on behalf of all authors. To any of you who have read and enjoyed my novels, it would be just so lovely if you could write me a positive review on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Kobo or other platform for any and hopefully all that you've enjoyed. Authors need reviews. It's the very lifeblood to enable recognition and promotion of sales. Star rankings help us, but it's the written review that bump a book up the rankings. They don't have to be huge. Just 5 words would help. I really enjoyed this book, but a detailed review helps to encourage other readers to take a punt on reading and enjoying our work as well. Because so much time, effort, work, research and heart goes into writing a novel. It's always a huge undertaking over many months, and for some authors it runs to years of work. It did for me, with a couple of mine at least, and the passion to get things right for the reader often means extensive research and months of editing, updating and revisions. Then a long time can be taken on designing covers that accurately showcase our histories. Being recognised for all of that is huge. It means so much to any writer to have that validation. To me, as the creator of a world that I want so much for you to enjoy, it means everything. And don't forget to tell your friends about Tawley and Teapot Cottage. Maybe they'd enjoy the books too. So, okay, that is the newsletter for this month. Short, sharp and sweet, a bit repetitive in places, but some points do feel as if they need to be made more than once. And I really hope that when From Raw to Very Well Done comes out in the next couple of weeks, you will be interested in purchasing that and reading it. And I would always enjoy receiving some good feedback from my readers. It's always lovely to hear good things from you. So that is all a bit that I have to offer in the newsletter today. So I'll leave you with that and I'll talk to you soon.